Am I streaming? Well, I do believe that I am. 0 viewers. I've got my chat here. So nobody's around, but that's okay. I'll just talk to myself for the moment. If anybody watches this later on, better move this. I have GJ here. My process is I trade 2 candles, 2 4-hour candles. That's all I trade. So I'm trading this current one, which starts on my provider, starts at 0800, and so it's a 0800 to 1200, and then 1200 to 1600 candles. That's all I trade. That's all I'm interested in. So far today, this week, we've had 2 other candles. We've had this one up and then up again. And so all I'm going to try to do is to look at this and try to determine which direction I feel this candle's going to go. Now, looking at this, that weekly was a very strong weekly bear. Daily is it's actually bullish, to be quite honest. Here. No, we're bearish. Daily's bearish. 4 hour is bearish. 30-minute is bearish. We've had this big move down here, which is bearish. I mean, technically this was bearish. We had 2 candle pullback here and then a continuation. So from here, that's bearish. That was the bottom. This is the previous significant high, which makes this now bullish from this one. And this is the previous significant low. But we've closed down below that, so we're bearish. End of story. So we're looking for sells. So on the 4 hour, this candle looks like a rejection candle to me. That looks like a rejection candle. And I'm looking to take this down. So on and I'm just going to look quickly at the daily, because the daily was interesting because well, what have we done? We've now broken this low. All right, so that's a double low of these double bottoms. So that tells me we're heading further down. Also, the monthly M2 held as resistance. So that's definitely bearish in my view. Now, if we go to the daily, if we were looking to sell this, if your bias this morning was bearish, then our sell zone is right here. If we wanted to sell this, that's where we wanted to sell it, in this zone here. These are the daily pivots, these ones here. So it's a central pivot, M3, M2, S1, M1, S2. So we wanted to sell that in this area. Here's the monthly M2, I'm sorry, S2. No, this is monthly S2. Yeah, it's monthly S2, that's correct. And we've had a clear rejection off of that. So we're definitely bearish. So, you know, and the fact is we had ample opportunities, but I'm only trading these current 4 hours, so, you know, and that started, it's just started 5 minutes ago. Holy crikeys. Look at it, whoosh, it started, and away we go. So if we're looking to sell, I mean, that was an opportunity to sell up here. You could look at any of the candles to say, look, there was a sell candle right there. you'd be already 17 pips in the profit if you took that, because it's a rejection, it's a reversal pattern. All of this is reversal because we had a good move up. But if you have a look at the this 4-hour candle from the open, that was 2 strong candles up. Bit of a rejection here, and so it's a good strong one, and now we showed a bit of a reversal pattern on the 10-minute. On the 5-minute, it didn't really seem like that much of a reversal pattern. I'm going to check the 4-hour pivots for the previous 4-hour period, and that was, oh, look at that, very nice. So, okay, for the 4-hour period, this was the buy zone. Previous 4-hour period, this was the buy zone. So we opened there. That was 04 candle, wasn't it? Yep, that was the opening candle, and look, off she went. This one's done the same in the sell, but we didn't get to the sell zone. And that went up, hit the take profit zone early, and immediately came down. So that's quite a powerful signal. That now I'm just going to look at something. I don't trade these time frames, so if anybody thinks, well, I trade in 2-minute candles, and you know, look, it came up because this is an important level, and I get that sort of a reaction off that level. That's a clear sell signal, and you know, we're well down from that. Where are we now? That would have been a very good sell signal, and we're 20 pips down from that. That was at 524, so that's 11, 12, about 12:30. Yeah, close to 12:30-ish. 12:26 actually. Oh, sorry, I'm talking my time. All right, that candle is the 0524. I'm in east coast of Australia, so my time was at 12. What did I say? 12:24. So 12:26, because it's a 2-minute candle, and this signal would have been given at the end of that candle. So 12:26 in the afternoon, so just after midday. I would have got that, but I'm not trading at that time. I used to trade through the Asian session, and I found that it was my weakest period. So I decided to concentrate my time on these 2 4-hour candles which we have coming up here, because we've got London coming up, pre-London, and then the London, and then it quietens down for the US Open. So I didn't trade, but that was a nice entry. That was beautiful, actually. That's just textbook, my textbook, that stuff, just glorious. So at the moment, here we are, and that's broken down pretty cleanly. See, because that's the buy zone. Okay, let me finish what I was saying here. If this is a buy zone, your take profit zone is here. This is pink zone. All right, that's your pink zone. I'll just get rid of that because I'm going to change the colour to my, because I highlight my buy and sell zones in this colour, lavender, because it's sexy. No, it's not. Because I just do, because then I know where my buy and sell zones are, and that's what I got. On Friday afternoon, this was my sell zone. On Friday afternoon, or actually for me, Saturday morning, when market closed, Saturday morning, this was my sell zone this morning, and went up and got it. Okay, what's happening at the moment? So, and that was the trade plan up to there. That would have been, that's pivot theory tells us to go up to there. So, and it worked beautifully. Spread's pretty bad around that time, but like I say, I've given up. Yeah, I'm not trading the Asian sessions at this point in time. I'm just concentrating on this. Okay, I should highlight that. This is a 4-hour period. This total time, this area here between these, you can see the pivot started in, and that's a 4-hour period. This is a 5-minute candles, and they cover this 4-hour period, which was this candle here. Hang on. It was this candle here. So that area that I showed is that candle right there. All of that was that candle there. At the moment, I'm trading this. I'm looking to look for positions, opportunities in that candle, which has just started 10 minutes ago. So I'm 10 minutes in. So I'll go there, and that is this area here. My sell zone is here for this 4-hour period in there. Unfortunately, this looks like we're not going to get there at this point. It could turn around any time. This little dotted line is the previous 4 hours lowest price, so that was there. Right there. So that may offer some support, but it's, it's probably forming support right now. I mean, these levels are not always as exact as that. I mean, look at this. And another really strong thing with this, that area right there, is you've got what we call a pivot cluster. Is you've got the monthly S2, you've got the 4-hour M4. Let's see if we get anything else. The daily, no, well, it's in the daily sell zone. Weekly, this is the weekly stuff. And based on this week, you can only be bearish, right? Surely, after this, kaboom, kaboom. So you'd be looking to take this down. You would prefer to get this up, to sell it. I mean, selling it down here, really. On a weekly thing, but that's a strong candle and cannot be ignored. So we go here, and this is the weekly. I'm sorry, this one. This is the weekly pivots. Why do I have these here? They're not supposed to be there. It should be the 1 hour. Yeah, it's a 1 hour. This is the weekly, and these are the daily. I don't want them there on that time frame. The daily is here. I think they're the dailies, and we'll go in here and get rid of them from the 1 hour. Okay, so now on an hourly chart, looking at weekly pivots. This is the previous. Okay, I'm just going to put another week on there. Nope, that's a day. That'll be that's 4 hours. This is a weekly here, and I'm going to put 2. So put an extra. Put last week's on there as well. So last week's sell zone was up here, which we didn't even get close to. It's here. That was last week's sell zone, but it just sold off so strongly. So that was a big weekly candle. Kaboom! That's a big weak candle from the weekly. What can I say? Looking at it from this point of view, an hourly chart is possible double bottom. If we're going to sell this for the week, we're looking up here. Last week we didn't even get close to a chance, and none of these pivots. Usually, when you get a big strong, when you don't get an opportunity and it comes down quite strongly, you usually get an opportunity in this area here. Well, not always. You often get an opportunity here, and it didn't. Last week was so strong of a move that it just didn't. I mean, pivots didn't give us anything. But that's all right, because if it doesn't give us a chance last week, if it doesn't work 1 week or whatever, the less, you're more of a chance of it working this week. Because as we know, nothing works all the time. No strategy, no process, no thing works all the time. It just doesn't. There is none out there. Anybody that's had a lot of done a lot of trading could tell us that. So that's where we're looking for up here. If we ever move up, we'll be looking up there. 30 minutes. Once again, I wasn't trading here, but if you want to trade a 30-minute, this was a strong move up. And then you had this candle for mine all day long, sell below that, or even look at that moving now. I'm going to go back to that. Okay. A break below this candle would have been a sell signal, as far as I'm concerned. Once again, I wasn't trading at that time. Yeah, so that was a good one. But I had a better opportunity on the 2-minute when it came up to this direction up here. The other thing I wanted to look at was there was no weekly pivot up there, so there was no congruency in that manner. 15-minute, how did we look? We get any signals on the 15? Yes, we did. Right there. We had 4 less than 5 pip drawdown. With your spread, it probably would have been closer to 6 pip drawdown. And away it would have went. Also, I don't rely totally on these on the oscillator, but some people like them, some people really like them. I can take it or leave it. So let me open this up. And go here. It's not giving me my live one. Oh, try again, shall we? Let me open this up. Go here. It's not giving me my live one. Oh, try again, shall we? Let me open this up. Feedback, is it? This is looking interesting. So I was just checking the feed. I wanted to share the link with somebody, which I've done. And I was getting some feedback on the noise there, on the sound. This is an interesting looking candle. Couple of reasons. Like I say, I don't really rely so much on the oscillator, but I do take notice of it. And the fact that it was, we had this rejection and it sort of came up a bit and was thinking about turning. For mine was, like if you look at this candle, it was the first red candle in a bit. And a break of here could have been considered a sell signal. Yet another one. And then we had a total drawdown, once again 5 pips with the spread probably closer to 6. You'd be already up 19 pips at the highest. But now I'm seeing this. We're oversold again. Now, once again, that doesn't mean I'm guaranteed gonna, it's this oscillator makes the price go up, because that is simply not the case. Price action paints this through an algorithm, without going into too much into the details. It just identifies where it opens, where it closes, and how far you are from the open and the close and the low and the high, and all that sort of stuff. So it's just painting that. But this we've had a long move down here on the 15. It wasn't a huge. I mean, the move up was strong. It was with more oomph. This one was a weaker move down. But we're having now a bit of a thing here now. I'm just going to go. So this could be a signal of perhaps going back up, because remember, I wanted to get it up here to sell it. Unless we got it all the way up to here, in which case I'll be selling it from up. I'll be really looking to it for a sell signal. Because remember, from the open, we've gone higher high, higher low, higher high. Now that maybe it looked higher low. Look on the 10-minute, nice. Look on the 5-minute, yep, that's nice. See, that was probably a possibility of buying that, which I've missed. It's only 2 pips. I mean, there was 2 buy signals there. The 10-minute was a buy signal. 8.7. 8.71. 8.46. 2-minute would have been perhaps a good signal. If you did, you would be already up close to 4 pips. Mine is a spread, so you'd be up a pip or 2. I'm just going to have a look on my Telegram. That was a trade. Would be already at break even. And yep, look at that. What a trade in already. So it just goes to show how quickly they can come up, and how often what I've got to learn is how often I make this mistake. I'm too busy talking and covering this and covering that, explaining things, rather than taking the trades, because that was an entry all day long. We were oversold on just about every time frame. Look at a beautiful move, son of a bitch. 10-minute, look, they were all in oversold territory. Except for the 30-minute. But that's all right, because it's 30-minute. If it comes down there, it always has to have a turnaround. It can't be all. And we'll see what happens when we get into this range. Bloody thing, I tell you. Yeah. Who dat? Fuck it. So the moment it hits this line here, we that could possibly be respected, or into the zone. And here's another area here which could be respected, or even here. as I said before, it's higher high from the open. It's a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Perhaps this is only a higher low if we break this high. It's got to break that. Target for the moment should be, if this move here, should be here. So we'll see how that pans out. But like I said, we're right. We've gone through this level here. 4-hour central pivot didn't hold. We're now at the weekly. I thought I'd labelled that. That's a daily. I'm sorry. This is the daily central pivot, the bottom of that box there. So that may be respected. And then the next level's this one here, which is the 4-hour M3. So there. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at gold, but it's over my other screen. I might bring it across to have a quick look. Oop, 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 oop. Here's gold daily. I might get rid of that. It's short. I don't really use that much trend lines, especially a two-touch trend line is not a trend line. It just isn't. It's got to be respected. It's got to have at least 3 touches, at least. This has had 2, but it's as we can see here, gold's found a floor here for the time being, but each high is a bit lower. So when it comes up, if you're thinking, my thing is, this pattern generally calls for a move down, right? But at the end of the day, usually means price will drop down. It's going to break through the floor, because what it suggests is anybody buying down here, the bulls are losing they're lacking more and more the belief in their idea of taking this up. Earlier and earlier. I mean, the price just isn't getting up there. So the idea is eventually the bears are just going to push it through this floor here, because there's not a lot of belief in that move at the moment by the look of it. And so I'm just thinking, when it moves up, where may it think about turning? And that's all that is. And I don't really use them, but it's just there to look at to see if it may be respected, or it may not be. Okay, so this is a daily. Weekly was nothing, I'm pretty sure. Weekly was after all this, now we're getting this. And what's the end result going to be? Not sure. What I can say is that we've had lower high, lower high, lower high, okay, higher high, lower high, and at the moment we're a lower high. So this is sort of down, up, down, up, down, up. At the moment we're down here. And the question is this going to be a continuing up if that breaks here, or are we going to break down? So that's quite important, those levels there. And perhaps I should put them in. I'm only looking at this because let's see what this does. Oh, now we're going down. See, look at that, respected that level beautifully. How's that? Look at that. So respected this level and this zone. This 30-minute candle, I'm going to get rid of this. It was up to there, wasn't it? This big thing at the end of this down, it's suggesting more movement to the upside. This big rejection. Doesn't look like it, but I can't do it 1 minute. It's a little bit too funky. 2 minutes is plenty. No signal there. That 5 was a definite signal, and look where it landed. It ended right on central pivot. So my other move suggested up to here. This move, if the bears take control, then this is suggesting down to this zone. Just got to make a call. Yeah, not much to do at the moment. There was an opportunity down here, as I spoke before. It was playing out while watching it. That was an opportunity right there. At the moment, it's sort of not doing much at all, so we'll just have to wait. 15-minute thingy. I mean, part of the thing is nowadays is, you know, you look to the left and look at all the price action before to determine what it's going to do now. But as I've been saying recently, is this is all a lot of this has been Asian session from here. This is the Asian session. The volume's not as much, so it's, you know, just how relevant is a lot of this price action when the when the volume is not a great deal. So but we're looking for something to happen now. I mean, this is the open, had some action there, but the liquidity was really low. As soon as this candle opens, it seemed to have picked up a bit. Current 4-hour candle. But now we're just a down, up, in the middle sort of thing. We have to wait and see now. We could look at this, I don't know, consider a buy above there. Yes, you do have quite a bit of activity here with it, but like I said, that was all the Asian session stuff, so, you know, all this is just all Asian session. And where are we on the Asian session anyways? Have we got it open? Tokyo is about to close. Sydney's closing a little while longer. Hong Kong's open. And we've got an hour and a bit before London opens. So things should start moving soon. What we might do is just have a look here. A couple of things we could do. Today on the data front, bugger all. Let me refresh this. Some positive news, not that much different to what is expected. On the yen, you're at 7 p.m. Bloody door. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it because see how that works. So not much on today, news front, and it's a Monday, so the best thing to do is be careful, methinks. This bit of a move down there, we've had a higher high on this one, but we've had a higher low and a higher high. So like I said, from the open of this new candle, we've had a big 4-hour candle, we've had a big push down, a big push up. And what's next, don't know. Like I was saying, could we consider a buy up here? Possibly, but a bit risky, I think. Even up here. It's Monday, yes, that's correct. Could consider something up into there, but there's quite a bit of price action there. What are these fellas on about? Yep, best to leave it alone. That was the opportunity. Yawning into the camera like that, not very nice. Pushing quite strongly now. So just waiting for the moment. Breaks above there, maybe. Was the previous one out? Get rid of that. Best to wait. Best to wait. I'm going to mute for a bit. Have a look shortly.
two groups. Let's go straight to Nine's Paul Taylor, who's at the crime scene for us this evening. Paul, what more do we know about this?
Peter, it's a terrible scene indeed. In fact, this afternoon these two groups met right here, and that's where the fight began. In fact, about 400 metres behind me, down towards some railway tracks at the edge of this very large sporting precinct, is where the groups had the clash. That's where the crime scene is set up by police now. They're still there. But about 400 metres away to my right, across a soccer field, is a second crime scene where a maroon car was at that site, and that's where the Queensland Ambulance treated one of the victims in that maroon car. We don't know which of the victims it was, but the upshot of it is a neighbour has told me this isn't the first time this has occurred. Less than a month ago, about 100 people were involved in a stoush of some kind before police moved them on. But it didn't result in this. Tonight, 1 dead, 2 critically injured, and 5 to 8 other injuries from this fight. Peter?
Awful story. Paul Taylor, thank you.
video showing officials trying to clear the area at St. Francis Medical Center. At one point, a few people were seen blocking the emergency entrance and exit to the hospital. A witness says some of the demonstrators even tried to get inside the building.
They were saying death to the police, kill the police, and they were using all type of curse words and derogatory terms about the police, just provoking our police officers. Very unacceptable behavior, because the hospital should be a sanctuary where we should leave hospitals alone.
What's up there, Black family? This is Kevin Morton Price, Africa Town Coalition. So, I mean, what are we supposed to do, y'all? We're supposed to celebrate today because the oppressor has been slain. What's up there, Black family? This is Kevin Morton Price, Africa Town Coalition. We are out here at St. Francis Hospital, where two of America's most notorious gang members have been brought to. We're going to go up here and just check on these murderers right here and see what's up. You know what I'm saying? So let me turn this around. Oh, let me put this blunt out. I'll say this for later. Unfurl those flags. Get those flags open.
Okay, as a libertarian socialist, right, as you would know, the workers controlling the means of production, right, that's just like an economic thing. I don't believe in big government, right? I believe no government.
What's up, y'all? We're down here at the St. Francis Hospital. We're down here. Excuse me?
No, we're coming to visit someone.
No, you're not. We can't go visit nobody?
You can once we confirm who it is, but there's no visitation allowed anyway, so you gotta go.
All right, y'all, you see what's happening right here, right? They got these pigs out here. They are telling us that we cannot come in here and see these individuals who's been shot down at the motherfucking train station. You understand what I'm saying?
There's no visitation allowed, sir.
What?
There's no visitation allowed, sir.
Okay. This is a public hospital right here.
It's a private hospital.
And you telling us that we cannot
It's a private hospital, sir.
It's
It's a private hospital, sir.
It's a public.
No, it's not. It's not county. It's private. You need to go.
It's public.
You
How
need
you
to go,
gonna stop
sir.
us from coming up in
You
here?
need to go, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
You
so
need to
this,
go, sir.
look, y'all, let me tell you something.
Private.
Don't push on me, I can
You
walk.
pushed
Private,
that to me,
private.
sir.
Let's
You pushed
draw a
that to
line
me,
right
sir.
here.
Well, the
Private
line is
property.
The line is
Private property. Private property.
We all sick. We all got COVID.
Private property.
You're not here. You got the flag.
This is the hospital. This is the hospital.
Yeah, what y'all want to do? They done brought these women up.
This is the hospital.
This is
I
private
can't
property.
push on
This
no
the
woman.
hospital, man.
This
We-
is private
we got-
property.
We out here sick.
Come on.
No, you're not.
We out here sick.
Come on.
We out here sick.
I know this here.
We out here sick. Hey!
That's what needs to happen. These motherfuckers need to die. This is justice, motherfuckers. This is justice.
No government.
Little to
So
no
you're an
government.
anarchist.
Yes, I believe in. Okay, as a libertarian socialist, right, as you would know, the workers controlling the means of production, right, that's just like an economic thing. I don't believe in big government, right? I believe
You don't?
no government.
No government.
Little to
So
no
you're an
government.
anarchist.
Yes, I believe in voluntary hierarchy and democracy.
Okay, so, wow. But let me ask you a question in all seriousness. No, here's the question. Here's a serious question, though. What's preventing you from doing what the Amish do, get off the grid and just go live like that right now?
Well, the Amish are religiously excluded.
No, forget the religious
Okay,
component.
well,
But
because
the
it's
Amish are a great example.
It's incredibly difficult to just pick up everything that you have, leave, and go into.
So you want to tell me how to live?
No, I'm not telling you how to live.
No. You are, because you're arguing for a governmental structure
A lack of one, rather.
Even a lack of a governmental structure will then make me live the way you want me to live. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life.
However you want. What I'm saying is that
So you're okay with me having 5 houses and 6 yachts?
What I'm saying is that the society that I currently
Answer
live
the
in,
question.
I'm forced to wait. What? What was
You're
the-
okay with me having 5 houses and 6 yachts?
I'm not okay with you having them.
The name of the column is "Put Your Money Where Your Knee Is," and the column is that because of the social justice protests, all right, because of them, the National Football League is going to lose billions of dollars. And the way they're going to lose it, and you mark my words, you can use this clip on ESPN, is the merchandising is going to be down 50 to 75%. And you know how much money these teams make on the hats, jackets, and shirts. Okay? The television ratings are going to be down, but that doesn't impact on the club's bottom line. They're already paid. Those contracts are already sold. The networks are going to take a hit. All right? Just like the NBA ratings are terrible. I mean,
they're not terrible. That's not true.
No. You're having playoff games less than 2 million people watching. You have playoff games that are less than 2 million people are watching.
I will double check that because our NBA ratings are pretty damn good. I want to tell you that. We're doing pretty good.
You look, I've been charting it. Occasionally a game will pop up to 4 million, but most are below 2 million. You're in MSNBC category, and you don't want to be there if you're the NBA. You don't want to be doing the same ratings MSNBC is doing. That is not an economic blueprint. So what I'm telling you is, that the league is going to suffer financially, and you know these greedhead owners. That's going to kill them to lose that
first of all,
money.
Well, you're right about the greed of the owners because you have to remember they had projected that Colin Kaepernick on an NFL roster a few years back, if he had appeared on an NFL roster, it would have cost them about 20% of the gate. And this is them complaining about that in spite of receiving $226 million per owner from their television rights alone. And so you're absolutely right. They're going to penny pinch. They're going to count every dollar and every penny. And if they're losing any money, there definitely are going to be repercussions. Make no mistake about it, because what they're going to say to the players is that if we're losing money, we're going to ensure that you lose money. You want to call yourself a partnership, just like you share in the profits, you're going to share in the losses as well. That's what the NBA is going to have to deal with because of this pandemic. So you do have a point in that regard. My only retort to all of that would be this. America is about 60% white at this particular moment in time, if I remember correctly. 13 or 14% African American, and then obviously about 17 to 18% Hispanics. So when you say lose money, one would assume that's primarily because of white folks being turned off and therefore won't support the product.
But if you have the
minority,
there's a Hispanic component to this as well.
Okay, you think, but what I'm saying to you is that it's possible that you might be wrong about the Hispanic and the black populace. And if you are wrong, then the losses may not be what you think they may be. We'll have to see.
You mark my words. And then what's going to happen, and the players don't know this, but you can tell them, once the revenue declines drastically in the merchandise, the salaries are going to follow down.
The new one is the last part of this.
Look, one of the things that that I think is really important is that we somehow put that back on. There's somehow that we're in a situation where, and in addition to that, we have to make sure that
what do you think? You have a teenage girl's butt there?
That we are. Well, let me go to the second thing. I've spoken up.
This guy's such a goofball.
I will make an educator, education that in fact thank you all for taking your part. For filling a part. Being part of it. It honors your heroism now. Not yesterday. We needed yesterday I unveiled and social distancing and wearing masks.
He doesn't know where the punctuation
which I never do when I walk outside of this house.
I never do.
I never fail to do. Now one day, on day one, I'm going to send the legislature. Lonnie knows I believe this every fiber of my being. We're posed. What I propose is it can be done. COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, has taken more than 100 years. Look, the lives, it's just, when you think about it.
And I would like to know, what will your administration do to help them give them that chance? Thank you.
Move it up here.
Wow. Now that's a finisher.
That's the newest one.
Say it!
Wow.
I mean, I actually tweeted at the time. He sounds so labored in this last one. I don't know if he just got done. He almost sounds like he just got off the treadmill, and then they immediately asked him a question, and he hasn't caught his breath yet.
Did you see the video where they showed like the port thing in his hand?
Yeah.
Social media, if you guys have seen that, give us some. Let's see the thumbs up there. If you guys seen that port that was in Biden's hand, like the scar there, like they're giving him blood transfusions to keep him going.
I actually screenshotted the video of that too.
I mean, it's like he can't. First of all, he reads things off the teleprompter that his people put there to remind him, like he says, "End of quote," or he'll read. The other day he was reading and he wrote the top headline. He just reads it. He can't distinguish between notes and actual language. The actual script.
Yeah, he is like Paul said, the Ron Burgundy of politics. Put it on the teleprompter, and he'll read it. Doesn't matter what it is. He'll
try to read it.
Well, yeah, he'll try to read it.
And then he says the first word of the new sentence as the last word of the old sentence, and then he makes a sentence that's not there. Then he tries to correct it.
And then it says turn page.
Yeah.
and
this guy's gonna. Besides all the other issues with him and China, as they call him Beijing Biden, let's go to 107, G. This is what it would be like if he was just so. I want you to watch this. Here's to the social media audience. Here's what you can do. I want you to tell me at the end of this video when China's behavior is going to improve. Roll it, G. Just tell me when. Someone have an answer by the end.
The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that in fact believes in open trade and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO the right way. That in fact that's when things begin to change. That's when China's behavior is going to change.
Okay, so just if you're out there and you just send in on social media what that plan was right there that he just laid out. What's the plan to make China's behavior change? Just give me the answer to that. If you want to see it one more time, I can play it for you one more time.
Yeah, play that again.
Play it again.
Gotta play
you want to see? So here's the question. The question is for you to answer is, what is the plan to make China's behavior change? Roll it, G. Okay, pay attention.
The way China will respond is when we gather the rest of the world that in fact believes in open trade and making sure that we're in a position that the world that we deal with WHO the right way.
Right.
That in fact that's when things begin to change. That's when China's behavior is going to change.
That sounds like a sound plan to me.
What's the difference?
I don't know what your guys'
Damon?
problem is. That sounds like a good, solid plan.
He nailed it. He nailed it.
Wow.
I mean, I know. I mean, it provides us material, which is some yucks here. But I mean, I just don't know when this. I don't know. I mean, it's just. Some people would just. I don't know. How is this guy taken seriously? Like, will he be able to make it to September 29th to the first debate?
I'm telling you.
I've heard multiple people tell me he's going to get COVID on about the 24th.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
And I don't think he could get away with that without at least showing a positive test, which I guess they could fake if they wanted to or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Will he make it to the 29th is my question at this point.
To you, I've got to give credit where credit's due. You did overrule that finally, and that's so. Now we're moving onward, and I know I know you were against the war in Iraq, and that's okay. But you thought the war in Afghanistan was okay. You thought that was something that was worth doing. We didn't check with the Russians to see how they did there for the 10 years, but it. we did it, and it was, it's something to be thought about, and I think that that when we get to maybe. I think you mentioned something about having a target date for bringing everybody home, and you give that target date, and I think Mr. Romney asked the only sensible question, and he says, "Why are you giving the date out now? Why don't you just bring them home tomorrow morning?" And I thought, yeah, there's a. I'm not going to shut up. It's my turn. So anyway. We're going to have a little chat about that, and then I just wondered all these promises, and then I wondered about when what do you want me to tell Romney? I can't tell him to do that. Can't do that to himself. You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
You tired of politicians who stand for nothing? You vote for these people to stand up for you. But when was the last time you saw a politician take a stand on anything? Our entrenched political class doesn't stand. They kneel. They kneel to the violent mob. They kneel to socialism. They kneel to globalism. They kneel to those who want to hollow out our middle class, destroy our businesses, open our borders, and close our schools. I am tired of being represented by cowards who kneel. Where is our backbone? In North Carolina, we still have backbone. I was raised to be a patriotic American, to honor our men and women in uniform, to memorialize those who gave their lives to make America the greatest country on earth. To be born an American is a gift from God. Living under this flag is a blessing no matter who you are or where you come from. I will never, ever disrespect it. I am proud to be an American, and because I am proud, I stand.
You guys, you dated at one point.
Yeah. Helen and I?
Yes.
Oh, yes, darling.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't date, we lived together.
We lived together,
wow.
Yeah.
4 years.
We were a serious item for a while, yeah.
But I remember Kieran Hines and myself, we did this film Excalibur together.
Yeah.
1980.
Our first movie for all of us, really,
That was
wasn't
it,
it?
really.
We were so green and ignorant about filmmaking.
But I remember being out of the set. This was Ardmore Studios.
Oh, yeah.
Dublin. And Helen had a break. She was filming, but she was in costume. And we were there just visiting. We hadn't started work. And the first AD or the second AD said, would you like to meet Helen Mirren? I said, yeah, I'd love to. So she walked from like 100 yards away, dressed as Morgana Le Fay. And Kieran's my oldest friend, and we both went, fuck. was smitten. I think Kieran was smitten too. I was
I
certainly
never
smitten.
knew that. You've never told me that before. That's amazing. Oh.
California, the Golden State. Home to Hollywood, Silicon Valley, Napa Valley, glitz, glamour, and now, blackouts. In 2019, California became the first state ever to intentionally deny electricity to its own citizens. No power for your home, your Tesla, your cell phone, or maybe your oxygen tank. This is California we're talking about, not some impoverished third world country, California. If it were a sovereign nation, it would be the 5th largest economy in the world, ahead of the UK and France. But in the hot, dry months of late summer and early fall, it can no longer provide electricity to its own citizens. It has to shut down its aging power lines or risk starting another catastrophic fire. In 2018, the town of Paradise burned to the ground. Over 10,000 homes were destroyed. 85 people died. In 2017, the Redwood Fire killed 9 people. California has always had wildfires, but now the fire threat is worse than ever. Why? For the answer, we should look to one of the state's leading citizens, Leonardo DiCaprio. The reason these wildfires have worsened is because of climate change. Case closed? Well, not quite. But Leo isn't wrong. Climate change has made the problem worse. He's just not right in the way he thinks he is. Let's get into it. Long before global warming became climate change, Californians had to deal with fires. The hot, bone-dry summer and fall winds, thick forests, and dense brush that cover good portions of the state.
3, 2, 1.
Good evening. There have been violent clashes between police and anti-lockdown demonstrators, with shoppers at the Queen Vic Market caught up in the middle. It's the biggest protest so far and comes despite our COVID cases continuing to track down towards the target we need to ease restrictions.
Riot police amid the rows of fruit and vegetables. The Queen Vic Market turned into a battle zone.
This is so scary.
Sunday shoppers caught up in the middle of mayhem.
Are you here to protest? No, I came to do my shopping. And watching peaceful protesters get bullied by this number of police is just disgusting.
Stall holders already struggling in lockdown, trying to trade on. Police taking no chances, arresting anyone who refused to give their name, address and a valid reason to be out.
I'm not resisting, I'm walking. Why have you been arrested? This is just an illusion of power. Anything you want to say? In the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
The people promised a protest, but police turned up.
You believe that the Constitution's the best document in political history?
Greatest political document ever.
There you go.
Thank you.
I they describe indigenous peoples as merciless Indian savages. They don't describe African Americans as full people, and they don't even recognize other people of color and other minorities that we see today. So I just want to know how you think it's possible to believe that's such a great document we're
Thank
founded
you for the
upon.
question. Where does it say that in the document? No, keeper. Where does it say that in the document?
I'm sorry, what?
Where does it say what you said in the actual document?
I'm not entirely sure,
It
but
doesn't.
No.
Instead, do you know what it does say? Provide for the general welfare of all people. I prefaced when I talked about the United States Constitution, you know what's amazing is the amendment process. I love the story of Thaddeus Stevens, who fought like hell to make sure that blacks could have the right to vote. I love the story of the Republican Party, which was founded in 1860 as an anti-slavery party. I hate what happened to indigenous people under Democrat presidents. I do. Here's why it's the greatest document ever. Is because in a land with so many different backgrounds and languages and cultures in this room, from all over the world, we can peacefully have a conversation while all that's protected simultaneously. While we can agree to disagree, we can have this conversation. What you said is nowhere in the founding documents at all. What you said is what some of the prejudices that was in the people of the founding fathers. This is called a logical fallacy. Tell me why the document is not correct. Don't tell me the sins of the authors. It's a big difference.
A couple days ago, the country's brightest and most notable scholars came together to create a brand new country. In only the matter of days, this country is now free from the burdens of capitalism, police brutality.
We are talking this evening with the top media representatives for each of the presidential candidates. First up tonight, T.J. Ducklo, National Press Secretary for the Biden campaign. T.J., thanks for being on.
Hey, Brett, thanks for having me.
You heard Peter's piece. I want to start with what the former vice president specifically would have done at the end of January had he received the briefing that we know now the president received January 28th.
Sure. Well, Brett, we know that, here we are in the United States of America. We are 4% of the world's population. We are 20% of the COVID cases. We are 25% of the COVID deaths. And we now know from Bob Woodward's reporting, as you just covered, that this president knowingly and willfully lied about the dangerousness of the threat that faced this country. We know from Columbia University, had this president taken action just a few weeks earlier, we would have tens of thousands of lives that would have been saved. While the president was out there calling it a hoax, while he was saying that the virus would magically disappear, he knew, Brett, he knew that how dangerous the threat that we are facing was.
Right.
Joe Biden, from the very beginning in March, has put out very clear plans about what he would do to get our country where we need to be.
But I'm talking about in January, because here are his two top advisors, two of them that he listens to closely, Ron Klain and Zeke Emanuel, on January 28th and January 30th.
Would you ban Chinese travelers from arriving in the United States?
I wouldn't. I think that's premature. Everyone in America should take a very big breath, slow down, and stop panicking and being hysterical.
And it goes on. I mean, they continue to make comments that masks are not necessary. At the moment, this is overreaction that goes into February and early March. So understanding that those are the people he listens to, and Joe Biden has said he wouldn't have closed the travel from China, what specifically would the former vice president have done?
Well, let's get a few things straight. The vice president was not against the travel ban, first of all. Second of all, let's remember an important, Brett, let's remember an important distinction. Donald Trump was the president of the United States. It was on Donald
I'm
Trump
asking
to
you if
take,
Joe Biden
it
was the
on
president
Donald,
of the United
It was on
States,
Donald
if
Trump
he
to
was.
take action to actually protect the
And
American people.
He closed the travel to China.
Joe Biden wrote an op-ed in USA Today in January warning that the threat was coming. Joe Biden said in February that Donald Trump should get people on the ground in China. What did Donald Trump do? Donald Trump was praising China. Donald Trump was praising President Xi's response, saying that they had it under control, when clearly he knew, as we now know from Bob Woodward, they did not have it under control. He should have been protecting the American people. He should have been putting real
I don't care where you pull. What's going on with you? I'm just asking why you're out here in the street smoking weed. You got no more weed inside the car? No. So which apartment is yours? This one right here. Elbow weed. Yeah. Okay. Where'd you get it from? Doing if they're letting people. All right, man. Just stand back here. Don't be reaching. Don't be reaching. Stop. I'm good. 723 Adam radio. 721 Echo. I got shots fired. Bardstown, Cedar Oak. Shots fired. 1096. Start me EMS. What's your location again? Bardstown. Right shoulder. On Holly. Get the fuck out! Get your hand behind your back! Behind your back now! This is our guy. Alright, here's the gun. Where's the gun? Gun's over here. 723 back to your radio. We got one with a gunshot wound. Looks like through and through. Check through and past. Don't knock me over. I'm sorry. He has a gun. Where's the gun? Gun's right behind you. I did not breathe. Well, should have thought of that before you shot me. I didn't have a choice. You did have a choice, man. 723 back. We got one with a gunshot wound.
Hey Nick, I didn't realise I had the audio on. Sorry about that. Thought I had it off. That's pretty funny. But no, I don't have that on. Well, thanks for dropping in. All good, mate. I'm just looking at this, waiting for something to happen. We're pretty much in the middle, in a bit of a range, not much happening. Bit early yet, I'm thinking. 4:34, though, we should get a burst pretty soon. The start of this 4 hour, so this is the 4 hour candle I'm looking at. This is the 4 hour candle, so I'm trading this 4 hour candle and the next one. That's what I'm looking at. So this one's been going for an hour and 34 minutes. So on a 30-minute chart, this lavender area is my daily sell zone that I would have liked to have sold. The only opportunity I had there was on this candle here. There was a clear sell signal for me on that candle there. This black line is an important level to me on a monthly basis. So the fact that it turned there and turned inside the zone was a pretty good signal for me. Now, I would have had to have taken profit by now, otherwise I would have been stopped out at break even. But with that candle there, I probably would have closed maybe even that one there. That would have given me some. But anyway, I didn't take it. And here's why. I'm trading these 4 hours, so that the most recent 4 hours started here on this candle here. I'm on a 10-minute chart at the moment. So it started here. So I wasn't around. This was Asia time. All of this area here is Asia. And I've decided not to trade the Asian time. Spreads are much bigger. And yes, mate. Bearish 4V. Yes, I got you up here, look. I'm with you. Also, like, as you know, well, just going back through it, we've got this big bearish weekly thing. We should expect it to wick up, right? Before, I mean, considering we closed here on the weekly basis, you would expect it to come up to give us a bit of a wick up before we went down, if we're going to continue down, and our bias is bearish. So a possible up before we head down is preferable. As I said, this level here, I can show you that on a daily. I'll leave it there on the daily. That level there is important. There. But what's what we'd like to have is a wick up on a daily basis. This is Friday. This final day here is Friday. Nothing unexpected there. Quite a Friday after a big run through the week. So that's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Once again, Tuesday and Thursday were the good days. And then we just had a bit of a stop on Friday. I think everybody sort of packed it in and didn't do anything. I got a good trade in that day. I think you were here. Were you around when I got that trade? I'm not sure. A couple of people were. And from the open, we've been bullish. Not much of a wick. We're still, the thing to look at here on the weekly that I'm seeing is we've already below the close of last week. That's suggestive, perhaps, of a move further down. We would like to wick it up, but whether we do or not remains to be seen. So on a weekly basis, for my stuff, this is my sell zone here. This lavender box here on a weekly basis. So if I get up there, I'd be happy to sell it from up there. Looking at the previous weekly time frame, this is the previous weekly time frame here. So from here to there is a weekly on a 10-minute, a 1 hour chart. So the 1 hour candles. And it was quite a strong move down. That was a really strong move down because for mine, last week. This zone here where that line is there, that was really where I wanted to get it to sell it from, but we didn't even come close. And not only that, but all the weekly pivots were just totally ignored, and it just powered through them all as if they didn't exist, which is fine because it was a strong move. Nothing works all the time. The fact that it didn't work last week suggests that it may have a better opportunity of working this week. So this is, and another thing too is because we came down well below these levels last week, it suggested that this level here will be quite important. In fact, I'm going to put it in there so I'm aware of where it is in the smaller time frames. Otherwise, I'll forget it's. Oh no, I won't, because I've got the bottom of that box. I know where it is. Bottom of that lavender box. I know where my level is here. So if it, and I kind of looked at this earlier as a possible bottom here, like a double bottom, triple bottom, call it whatever the hell you want, but it seems to have found support there. If we were going to sell that, where would we sell? Yeah, you're going to sell the bottom of here, I guess, huh? I don't know. What do you reckon? I'll be looking at it there-ish. Sell below there because that was the open. That's where it opened this morning when we opened. Well, excuse me, this morning for me anyway. And if it gets up here for the week, I'll be looking to sell this. So this level here will be important because we got down below these levels here last week. So I'll be looking at this level here. Getting a few lines in there, aren't I? Why do I have so many lines? I thought I cleared them all, and now I've got a whole bunch more there. Why is that? Here. Well, that was last week. I think I can get rid of that for the moment. Anyway, that's not applicable at the moment. I'm not sure why is that there, the top of that wick there. Yeah, once again that was last week's level. If you wanted the level, that's a bit of a level there, isn't it? If you wanted the level there, but I've got my levels. I've got enough lines. This one's, you know, if you're going to sell it, you're going to sell it below there. I think I was considering a buy above here, but it's really messy. But when the moves moved here, like, you know, that was a strong move up. So there could possibly be a move in this area here, perhaps like above here. But there's a lot of wicks down, so no. Let's get rid of that. Not interested. One hour, up, down, nothing's happening. So I'm just waiting, really. That's all I'm doing. Good retrace to 138 for a sell there. Yep, 138 from where? From here or from up here? Are you talking about a 138 retracement? So from up here, that's the high to the low. Hang on, would you say 138? 1.38. That's a 382. 138. 138. 138. I got you. Sorry. My bad. I thought you were talking a fib there. I interpret that as a fib, so my apologies. You're talking about up here. Right up. Gotcha. Sorry. My my bad. Get rid of that. Righto. I've got this level in here. That's on Friday. That's where I wanted to sell it from there, but we never got it, and it never went much anyway. I came close to tagging it there and close to tagging it there. I was already in bed by this stage over here, so I didn't get any of them. I did get a sell here in this area, I think it was. I forget now. I think it was that move there that I got in there. Because I was trading carefully, being a Friday and all that, and then all of a sudden it just presented itself, and I just did it. It was a strong move, and I just grabbed 10 and closed and said, well, that's. I sat around for a little bit longer, then I jumped out. You were talking about a 138. That's quite a ways up. But that's 137. Yeah, well, it's just where my thing is. Let me have a look there. So you're talking there. Yep, sure, why not? It's in my zone for the week. That's my weekly zone, by the way. It's my weekly. If I get it up there for the week, I'd sell it from there. One thing to note here, a couple of things is, because we had such a big move last week, these zones that I have are they're bigger than normal because it was a big move. You know, you get a weekly candle that looks like that. That's a big, you know, so that the zones it's going to paint after a candle like that are bigger than normal. So I've got to take that into consideration too. It's annoying. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm after, mate. I moved back up. Sell there, round about where you suggested, 138. Where's that blue line? That's not it, is it? 136, 137, 138. Interesting, that line I put in is not here on this time frame. So yeah, I'd be happy with that. Happy, happy, joy, joy. In the meantime, we just got to sit and wait, right? Up to here. For 46, just close the 15. Let's have a look at the latest 15. That's, yeah, look, that's suggesting a good move up. Matt's on there. Because what I'm seeing since the open, we opened below, we've got a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Haven't had a higher yet. So this isn't a higher low until such time as you break that higher high. So we're still waiting for that to happen. And in the last 4 hours, we're in this zone here, from there on this 4 hour candle to there. 25 pips, 26, whatever it was, is the. So yeah, it's pretty quiet at the moment. I mean, we can look for a buy above there. And like I say, for the day, for the week, I'll be looking to sell it from further up if it gets up there. Other than that, here's my 4 hour. This little box here is where I wanted to sell it for the 4 hour or for the daily here. And I've got a good signal here from the daily earlier, which I spoke about already. Which I didn't trade because I wasn't here because I'm not trading this period. Yeah, and that's about it. But at the moment in this 4 hour time period, and on a 5 minute chart, I'm looking at the 4 hour time period, which is this here, from there right through to the end of that. Trouble with pound and Brexit will probably force it down. With all the crap of CV19, it could go anywhere depending on UK traders and London Open. Yeah, what will their sentiment be this morning for them, their morning? My afternoon, yeah, don't know. I'd like to get it higher, but before we start selling it, this is what I'd like to get. It's really low. You know, in my opinion, that's quite low to be selling for the week. After this move down, and to sell it down here, I would prefer to have it up higher to be able to sell it. I want it to wick up. But what you want and what you get is two different things, right? So that's what I want to wick up. Like you said, 138 to be hunky-dory. But in the meantime, what do? Just sit and wait and just watch it and try and get a feel for it. This is what I do. I'm just watching it, trying to get a feel for it. See, we just had that 15-minute close, and that could have been considered a buy signal there. Chasing the top. So yeah, I'm just waiting, watching and waiting at the moment. And that's what I'm doing. And I can't talk all the time. I run out of things to talk about, so I just go and watch something while I'm keeping an eye on it. The gold, I had gold over here before. Yeah. Nothing. Daily stuff. You see this, that was this morning. See, gold should start moving soon. As soon as London, what do they call it? London, what do they call it? The London, what's his name, exchange? The Metals Exchange, the LME, London Metal Exchange, I think it is. But based on this, we should be heading here for the day. If it continues up. If it goes down, we're targeting from here, we're targeting down to there. What's Matthew doing? Possibly I'll be on just after, what's he saying? Very slow, mate. Maybe we'll get a bit of a push in 10 minutes. London Open. Possibly I'll be on just after 8 and see what's happening, but while it's in the range we have nothing. Yep. Agreed. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just sort of poking around and drawing lines and trying to get a feel for the price action. I mean, today's daily candle, that'll be, is lower low, lower high, so that's suggestive of further move down at the moment. Unless it breaks higher, then you got an outside. That candle's lower than this one. That's suggestive of further down, which would be fine. Back down into this zone here. I mean, look at all these wicks here. And even this, that was just a down, reject, 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 reject. But the highs are getting lower. And that's suggestive of a break down rather than a break up. So I'm happy to be bearish gold at the moment. If I was going to trade it. Once again, I'm just messing around, just looking at shit, you know. Just drawing squiggly lines and trying to get a feel for the price action. Excuse me. We've had a rejection. Oh, wrong one. We've had a rejection of that level there. That's my sell zone for the 4 hour. There. That's my best possible sell level right there. And it rejected it big time. Didn't really give a signal. I don't trade these levels on these candles, these time frames. I mean, 1 minute, no thank you. Well, I know a guy that did it for 1 year straight. That's all he traded early on in his career, and he's a very successful trader. That's all he did for a year. Traded 1 minute candles. And he said it was he attributes doing that to a lot of his support, to a lot of his success, because he said it taught him so much about price action. Just trading 1 minute pivots, 1 minute time candles. But I don't. Not a chance, Lance. I will often, sometimes if it's reaching a level that's critical to me, like this level's an important level, this level here is an important level, and behind there where it changes colour there. If it's, if like here, you see this level here, if it got down there, I may turn this on to a smaller time frame to look for what price is doing at that particular level. So this is an important level. This is it's a weekly level. It's a 4 hour level. And what's this one? Is that? Oh, it's just me painting the bottom, was it? Yeah, that was just painting that bottom zone. That support zone there down the bottom. That's all that was. Yeah. Yes, that's just all all agrees with each other. We'll get rid of it, don't need it. But if it gets down to that zone, I would then start looking on the smaller time frames for a possible this level here would be strong. So as it approached there, I would be looking on the smaller time frames for a possible reversal. Something like this. Something like this candle here. But just blindly trading then things, watching them to trade them, no thanks. Do it 5 minutes the maximum I do, and even then I'm only watching these zones that I have in. Let me clean this chart up a bit. It's just a 4 hour. So, just watching and waiting. Patience. Nothing happening. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I knew a guy that did it for a year, and he did well at it, and he said it taught him so much about price action. But I couldn't. Sorry, I just couldn't do it. Perhaps he's right. Perhaps if you did it for a year and really applied yourself, you would learn a lot. But I don't plan to anyway. Put it that way. What your plans are. And like I say, I watch the smaller time frames when it approaches particular zones just to see if it gives me a signal, and that's that. In the meantime, nothing's happening. I think I might. I'm just gonna. Turn the mic off for a little bit, and then I'm going to go and I'll be back in a flash. I just got to go on toiletry stuff, wash my teeth and have a drink of water and all that sort of thing. And mind you, London's about to open. I better hang around. Righto, what's happening? Righto, here we go. London's about to open. Here we go. This level here would be an important level. This level right here, that one. This purple box is the top of my daily sell zone, and that's the top. Based on this, if you bought there. Your what's his name? Take profit. Your conservative take profit zone would be here. Take profit level will be there, and your aggressive take profit would be there. But it's also the top of my daily sell zone, so that'll be an important level. Price. If price went up there, I'd be very surprised if it didn't react there. Okay, London's about to open. You usually get a movement before London, I find. I don't know what you find, but Matt just said he'd be on at 8. I think it's like 6 o'clock here. Where are you, Nick? I think you're Aussie. He said on the telegram he'd be on at 8. I think that's 6 o'clock here, my time. So it's in an hour, as I understand it. Happy to be wrong. So level's being respected at this point in time. What am I on? I'm on a 5 minute. Let's give us a look at the 10, 15. Yep, and what's it? Well, have a look at the hour, because the hour's about to close. What's this? What's that red line there? Let's get rid of this thing. That was the level I was looking for based on here, and it respected it. Look at that, it worked nicely. It was a 10 pip run. Hour just closed. This should fill. We should go down here. Oh, you're in London, righto. Yeah, didn't he say in Telegram he'd start at 8? It's assuming he's on the same time as everybody else. I'll be on after 8 a.m. his time, so and I think that's an hour from now. Because I have to take my kid to the train for school, and they need to start. They need to start work at 9 a.m. Right. So the schools are open in London, obviously, then. Yeah, looking at that 1 hour, we're heading here. Oh, no, I'm heading to the bottom there. Let's get rid of this candle. This, arrow. But look at this in here. Ugh. Oh, that's going to make a liar of me, isn't it?
They don't know what they are doing. Too early days.
Yeah, it's still all over the place. Still everywhere. It's just not.
Too early days.
Yeah, it's not doing. You know, it's just jumping around. A very good thing to stay clear of. So I'm going to stay clear of it.
Of course.
What's GU doing?
The same as GJ.
Yeah, well, would be. They usually do, don't
they?
Yes. Schools are open. I think you have your YouTube delayed on the chat. Your YouTube delayed on the chat.
Yes,
okay, according to my screen and on the YouTube, I am. Now let me have a look.
Yes, you are, because like now
5:02 and it's 5:03 here. So it's only a minute. It's a minute. It's around about a minute. Let me see. I'll let this go. Okay, now. I'll tell you how much of a lag it is. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm 30 seconds lag. I'm 30 seconds lag. It was about 28, but say 30 seconds. Gold's going up. Well, you know, it's yeah, nothing's happening. I think it's best to leave it alone. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And the thing with GU, Nick, is the thing with GU is the spreads are so much cleaner, smaller. I don't know what spreads you're using or what your broker is. I've got 0.4 on GU, and I've got 1. So it's about half. The spreads is about half on GU as it is on GJ. Which is why I have GU there and often watch it. If a position, something shows itself on GU, I'm happy to take it because, like I said, spread it's cheaper. And we all like cheaper. Well, lower cost, I should say, rather than cheaper. We're going to double top there. Double top off the sell zone, darling, for not you, Nick. Maybe double top on the GU on the 10-minute, maybe.
Okay, I don't have 10 minutes, but yeah.
Oh, 15.
Where I have my level, that if it doesn't break from there, I will have to sell when it comes down to my next level.
It's breaking.
Not in my level yet. I put the level a little bit higher, but I have it as 070 because I've been rejecting that level.
Where are bull markets, Nick? Are they London or somewhere? What's that? Don, what's that?
My level is a 070.
070 on GU or GJ?
GJ.
Yeah, because look, if you have a look at GU, it looks like it might be breaking, but GJ doesn't. 070. 70, you said?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
Yes, yes, I see it. I see it. So it's your level right there. You're there. 073, but 070 will do.
Yeah, well, the area.
Yes.
74, I have it, but
See, GU has made a move up. Has had a bit of a break up.
yes.
Whereas GJ has not. It's still in the range.
Yes.
And I mean, when you think of it, I mean, is GJ a product of GU and UJ? You know what I mean? Is GJ a product? I'm repeating myself, I know, but is GJ a product of GU and UJ?
Probably. Depends if the pound is small. It depends if it is a pound move or not.
Yeah. Well, London's opening, so you'd imagine so. And that break has not maintained itself at this point in time. I'm on a 15, depending on where it closes as to whether it's going to continue up, but it's still a little bit messy over there. Bull markets. Let me have a look. Nope. Bull markets, stocks, trade, forex, and crypto. Yeah, look, GU just rejected. goes to show why it's a bloody good idea to stay out at the moment. Okay, here we are. Center Trade Now products, Bull Markets platform, all trading products, account management. So Bull Markets platform. What? What is it?
That's the level to break, I think.
Fees and limits? I can't get a link there. Why is that? I can't. It won't let me access it.
Maybe you have too many things open.
No, I think it's might be where I am. Might be what do you call it? Yeah, might be what do they call it? Geo whatever the hell they call it.
Yes. That the
No commission.
The GU rejected exactly the level I had.
Oh, good.
So that's the level that need to break.
Yep.
So we'll wait and see.
This is the Bitcoin-based platform. It's kind of scary. See, nothing works on here for me. I can't get any of the links or anything.
Well, better stay away.
Dollar is going down. Dixie is dropping. Right. Dixie, I've got the Dixie here somewhere.
So is Matt on tonight?
Oh, he said he might be on.
Later. That's alright.
Oh no, I didn't want that across there. I wanted to do this. Dixie. I've got the platform spread across 2 monitors at the moment, which is why I don't. Right, Dixie has a daily chart. Nice, look at that. Move up. And then a rejection of the central pivot. Right, what am I looking at? What are we doing? We'll go to a 15 set. Oh yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Not really. I mean, where are we for the day? Nowhere. Still inside. It kind of looks like a bottoming platform, a bottoming pattern. Oh, wrong one. Big pen. Is this a bottoming pattern? Perhaps. Otherwise referred to as a J-Lo. If I want to look at, I'll show you what I've got here, Nick, if you're still there. For as a, I think, I don't know if you watched Wicks Don't Lie at all when he's on. I'll have to move this over. Why is that? Huh? Did I pushed the wrong one, obviously. Just give me a second. Indices, where is it? I don't have it there anymore. Okay, I don't have it. I'll take it all back. Okay. Go back here. GU's big rejection. So GJ, we heading down too, I'd reckon. Yep, same thing. Once again, nothing happening there. Did I have a triple rejection of there that could have been considered, or could have considered the sell there? It's a big reject. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejections of that level. Probably wouldn't have been a bad opportunity to take a sell up here. Perhaps. Because we haven't been able to get a higher high off this move. So if you have a look at here today, you opened here and then higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. What's this? Is that a lower high? Well, we haven't had a lower low. But and just as this isn't a lower low until we break here. If we break that level, then that's a lower low, lower high. But at the moment, we're neither. It's just like Matt talks about structure. So we're in this zone, so therefore it's just in the middle. And pretty much smack bang in the middle. Not quite, it's probably more at the 382. So, could go anyway. Anyways. Yeah, he's funny, isn't he? My wife there, she sits here and that's her trading thing. That's what she asks. She got a WWRD. What would Raja do when she's trading? What would Raja do? And we sit here and listen to him and just have a good giggle. He's pretty funny. It's one of the reasons he's successful. Well, on the streams, I reckon he trades successfully and people make money listening to him and learn a lot. But also he's funny. You get on there and you're entertained. And you make a few bucks at the same time. I mean, what more do you want? Fucking mercy. Oh, what are we? Okay, it's got a new 15-minute closed. And look, it's a new 15-minute. Doesn't mean a damn thing. It's, mate, nothing. Nothing. Sit and wait. Sit and wait. I'll be back in a flash. I'm going to go and clean my teeth and shit like that. Have a piddle and see if anything's going to happen. Oh, it's going up. Oh, it's coming down. No, it's not. It's not doing anything, darling.
Jan.
Hang on, I'll just mute this first.
They're still there.
going to turn this off now and come back later. Nobody's there anyway, but I'm going to